Good evening, and how are you doing? Welcome to today's video. I'm looking at hotels listed on the NGX. You have what I would call two and a half hotels. So, you have Ikeja Hotel, you have Transcorp Hotel, and the half, or maybe a quarter, is you have Festival Hotel. Now, Festival Hotel isn't a listed entity, but the parent company, UPDC, is listed on the stock exchange. Now, I try to forecast where do I think this stock should be trading at, and I must admit, in the last couple of months, Ikeja Hotels has is run up a bit. It's gone up a bit in price. So one can argue that at this price point, maybe it's a wait and see thing. But let's just use a multiple of 7 times earnings, meaning on average, currently in the stock market, the average stock is trading, on average, are trading at 7 times their earnings per share or 7 times their profit per share. So if you estimate that, look, they're going to make 3 naira in earnings for Ikeja Hotel, 1 naira 8 kobo in for Transcorp Hotel, and you multiply by 7, then it gives you your target price. And so the target price for Ikeja Hotel is 21 naira. That's about 32% up from where it is at the moment. While for Transcorp, it's actually down now because Transcorp, going by its current price, is trading around 79 times earnings. And so the only way this would make sense is if you expect the company to deliver growth on average of, say, maybe what, 40, 50, 60%. But that's almost impossible at the moment. I know that they have a couple of works in the pipeline. They're supposed to be, I think, a hotel project in Lagos alongside some other partners, but that's, to the best of my knowledge, that's not ready anytime soon. So I think that stock ideally should be trading around maybe 12 naira and 6 kobo. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side of the divide that you're in, if you are in the side of an investor or potential investor who's watching, well, it's unfortunate in the sense that the stock is not liquid. Ikeja is way more liquid. Transcorp Hotels barely trades. I mean, I can check what it traded today. I don't think this stock traded up to 200,000 shares. So it's not a liquid company. The bulk of it is owned by Transcorp, the parent company. I think it will barely have 20, 30% float. So it's very, very, very illiquid. So this stock, even though it's clearly overvalued, it's not going to be correcting anytime soon. For Ikeja, yeah, I'd say it's appropriately valued going by its price. Ideally, I mean, like I said, if on average, the average PE ratio for the exchange is 7 times earnings, and if you believe this stock should at least, in fact, some might argue that, well, if they can sustain a growth rate of 20 to 30% every year, which is doable to an extent, then you can argue that current multiples make sense, or maybe a bit higher than this. Now, there is one factor that is common to both that initially, when I was doing my numbers, I put into consideration, which is, I believe both firms have event centers that are either close to launching. I think that of Transcorp Hotels launched a few weeks, or is it days ago, is close to launching. Ikeja, the same thing. Now, if you take that into consideration, and unfortunately, Ikeja doesn't do earnings calls. Transcorp, I know, does earnings calls, and I hope they do so for the coming quarter. If you take that into consideration, um, one can then model how much more these stocks should be trading at, or how much more in earnings or profit per share they would make. I suspect that for both of them, you could probably mark up the estimated earnings by under 20 to 30%. So, and we can do the numbers. Hopefully, it's not hard for you to follow. let's assume that we have can I make this a 4.5? So let's say I make this a 4.5. I can't see my full stop. Where is it? I can't see my full stop. Oh, why am I missing it? Okay, let's see if I can put a 4.5 here. Does it work? So let's say it's a 4.5. It drops its current PE to 4.7. Then that increases targets to what? Uh, 48.8% possible upside. And if we do the same thing to Transcorp, let's see what it does. It's about the same thing. So really, whichever way you look at it, uh, Transcorp Hotel is clearly overvalued. It's a hotel business. It's a hospitality business. The question you might ask is it possible for them to grow earnings back to back on this? I just don't see that happening. I mean, there are potential upsides for this stock. We are approaching pre-election season. Next year is pre-election year. Hospitality business. I mean, Transcorp in particular is based in Abuja, one of the, if not the biggest hotel in Abuja. It's a prominent one. There's a running joke that, I mean, if you need to find anybody who's anybody in Abuja, if you hang at the Hilton, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, you very likely will meet them there. So it is a major hotel in Abuja. You would have pre-election activities. So I think that they would make a bit of money. Hopefully have a repeat of decent uptick in the festive season. So this from my view, internally in my discussions with clients and family and friends who I definitely get to act as a soundboard for stocks. I have been using a 4.5, but let's see how it goes. So can I adjust back to 4? I just thought to show that because I mean everybody has their numbers that they use. So these are the numbers that I used. Like I said, Transcorp Hotel isn't liquid and it's way overpriced in my view. Let's see how H1 numbers are. In the next couple of weeks, we should be seeing numbers from both firms. In fact, I think Ikeja Hotels has its AGM coming up a few weeks from now. Anyways, do let me know. If you have questions, have yourselves a great trading day ahead. US markets are still open, so I need to catch up with those.